Next story on the list, as Nims pointed out in the chat before we got into the news, Microsoft saw a loss in their gaming division over the last year. This is from Paul Lilly over at PC Gamer. It says Microsoft has been making a concerted effort towards PC gaming with things like the Game Bar in Windows 10 and its DirectX ray tracing DXR API, and that's all been well and good. Despite it all, however, the company reported a drop in gaming revenue over the past year. It's the only area that Microsoft saw a decline as it tallied up the numbers. What gives? He continues, don't blame the PC. Coming off the fourth quarter of its fiscal 2019 period, Microsoft noted a 10% year-over-year decline in gaming revenue. That's $233 million. And a 3% drop in Xbox software and services. Every other sector saw an uptick in revenue, with most of Microsoft's various businesses posting double-digit percentage gains. As it pertains to gaming, the biggest culprit is the company's Xbox console. Xbox hardware revenue dropped a whopping 48%, primarily due to a decrease in volume of consoles sold, end quote. Microsoft didn't provide any context for the slide in console sales, but the trend is not likely to reverse until its next hardware iteration, codenamed Project Scarlet. Both Microsoft and Sony are prepping next-gen consoles for a 2020 release, each of which will be powered by a custom AMD Zen 2 CPU and Navi GPU, whatever all of that means. So yeah, Microsoft sees a pretty significant loss, a $233 million loss in fiscal year 2019. And I think it makes sense for it to be behind, it to be mostly due to console sales dropping. I would love to see the numbers for their subscription services, to see how many people are subscribing to Xbox Game Pass specifically. And now, Game Pass Ultimate that includes Xbox Live. What do those numbers look like? And, you're not going to get a lot of uptick from the Game Pass Ultimate because that was middle of June that came out. And so this is 12 months. That would be just a couple weeks of the 12 months where that would be accounted for in there, because I imagine this runs through the end of June. And it makes sense. We're getting to the end of this console life cycle. People are stepping back and they're realizing, like, okay, I can either upgrade my console now or I can just wait, or I already own an Xbox One or an Xbox One X. And so there's no reason for me to buy hardware. I also think that they hit a big swing and miss with the Xbox One S all digital edition, the Shot A. The Xbox One S all digital edition, the one that came without the disc drive. I thought that they could really make up a lot in console sales if they would have put that at a more advantageous price than what they did. I was thinking along the lines of like $149.99 or something like that. And then because they did it for $249, correct? Let's see, Xbox Shot A. Price. Xbox One S all digital edition. Right now, you can buy it from Walmart.com for $207.40. You can buy it from Amazon currently for $229. It comes with Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, and Forza Horizon 4. $225 for the Battlefield 5 edition. Oh no, that one's just a regular. So yeah, I still feel like they missed an opportunity to really put the pedal to the metal at the end of the console generation, much like PlayStation did with the PS3, where they released the one that had like the sliding disc tray. I can't remember what they called that version of it, but it was an updated version. It was a lot cheaper, and it was able to push their numbers near the end of the console generation. But people were expecting one thing out of the Xbox One S all digital edition when it came to a price point, and when it didn't come out at that price point, I think that they just kind of threw their hands up at it and were like, we'll stay. Because I think of a guy like me, right? I've got my gaming setup in this room. My Xbox One is here. And I'd love to be able to play my Xbox One games out on my TV. If they would have come out with a $150 edition of the Xbox One S all digital edition, I would have been all over that as a second console, right? Kind of like we talked about with the Switch Lite. that it's either going to be like baby's first Nintendo console or it's going to be like an adult's second Switch. One that you can keep at the house, one that you can take with you. One, like, for me, because it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? The Switch can go with you, but my wife likes to play some things on the Switch, and so I could leave that here for her to play and then take the small one on the go. This would make the Xbox One S All Digital would have made a great second console unit in your home if it would have just had a more competitive price point, and it didn't. And stepping back from it, it makes sense. Like, how much money do you really save not putting a Blu-ray disc player in your console? But it's the perception of the thing, right? And it was the narrative behind the thing. And I have to imagine that they were nervous about the announcement of the price point for this console when they saw people guessing what the price was going to be. So there is a lot that's looking up for Microsoft, right? They're being very progressive in terms of their subscription services. The Xbox One, the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Edition that comes with the Xbox Live is an incredible value. A lot of people are jumping onto it, and there's some life hacks about how to convert what you have right now in Xbox Live into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and like kind of make out like a bandit on it. And so I imagine that they're already making up for some of this stuff following the announcements at E3. But hopefully we're going to see software sales increasing going into the next generation, because we've got all these new studios that they've acquired that are working on things that will be releasing them. And so I think that this is a temporary bump in the road for the gaming division at Microsoft. So a blip on the radar. And moving into 2020, that stuff's going to uptick as new console hardware comes out and as we get a better glimpse of what it is these studios they've acquired are working. So don't run for the hills and panic. It makes sense, but I feel like it could have been avoided with some strategic steps. But I'm just a small town pizza lawyer, guys. Who am I? Who am I to say?